everybody, welcome to Karen Sizzle and Spice. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to make a Mexican dish. I'm going to call it a cheesy Mexican casserole. This one's really easy and it's made with 1 pound of ground beef. It's amazing how many meals you can make with 1 pound of ground beef. This is all we're going to need today. We're going to use some Tortilla Chips, whatever kind you have. We're going to use some salsa. We'll be using some refried beans. I'll be using some sour cream, a 1 pound of ground beef, like I said. I'm going to use salt and pepper, of course. I'm lucky I still have a couple of my garden tomatoes left. We're going to use some fresh tomatoes. We'll be using some sharp cheddar cheese, and we'll be using some green onion. And again, even though we had a cold night, I still have some chives in my garden, so I'm thrilled to have the fresh. There's nothing like the smell of fresh chives. Okay, let's get this one started. I do this sometimes to see that my pan is hot enough. It's good and sizzling. I've got my Emerald Lagasse pan here, my nonstick pan. I'm just gonna throw in my 1 pound of ground beef. I love that sizzle, and I'm going to use my meat masher to break this ground beef apart. And you know what? I have found that when I use 85-15 ground beef, which means 85% lean, and if I cook it well done, I don't have to worry about draining any grease. So you might be paying a little bit more for a better quality ground beef. But when you think about it, you get more beef, because in the cheaper cut, you're pouring some of it down the drain with the grease. I'll be right back as soon as this is all browned. You see now that this ground beef is brown, that there's really not much grease in here at all. So the next step is I'm going to add 2 cups of salsa, any kind of salsa that you like. And I'm adding in 1 can of refried beans. It's a 16-ounce can. And we're just going to give this a good stir and bring it to a bit of a boil, and then we'll let this simmer for about 20 minutes. And then I'll show you what the next step is. Okay, while those flavors are melding and marrying in that pan and sizzling away, I'm gonna get the rest of my ingredients ready. I'm gonna need 3 cups of smashed up Tortilla Chips. Just gonna give these a good smash. Just with your hands, that's all you need to do. These are gonna go on the bottom of the casserole dish. All right, let's see what I got so far. This is a 4-cup measuring cup. All right, we need a lot more than that. So I'm gonna keep smashing away until I've got 3 cups of these. We'll be right back. I'm just getting the rest of my ingredients chopped up here. I'm chopping up a big bunch of chives from my garden, and I'm gonna chop up a couple of my tomatoes. This casserole is kind of a layering kind of thing, which I love. I love casseroles that you can make up. You can throw it in the fridge, cook it later, cook it tomorrow, whatever you like. Casseroles are really, really convenient. So I'm just gonna keep cutting up my ingredients here, and I'll be right back when it's ready to layer. As I'm chopping up these tomatoes, I'm just thinking to myself, if there are other things like chilies or those jardiniers or those kinds of things that you like in Mexican food, you can certainly add this in the layers of this casserole. Okay, we are ready with all this goodness to layer all this up in my 13 by 9 casserole pan. First, I'm gonna spray it with a little bit of nonstick spray. And then I'm going to, my first layer is the Tortilla Chips. Just pouring those in here and evening them out just like that. The next layer is our ground beef mixture. And I'm gonna be careful as I put it in that I don't upset the Tortilla Chips. So maybe I'll spoon it in to be safe. Because you want the layers nice and neat. There we go. Oh, this smells good. Can you smell that, Ed?
Yes, I can.
Yum. We're going to Mexico tonight, baby. Yum, yum. This is going to be good. You see, if I just poured this in the dish, it would probably leave a hole where the Tortilla Chips are, and I want to make sure that doesn't happen. I want to make sure we have a nice, even layer. Like that. It's almost like layering a lasagna pan, isn't it? Okay. Pour the rest in here. There we go. And there we go. All right, I'm gonna use my spatula here to make this nice, even layer, like that. The next layer that goes on top of this will be about 1.5 cups of sour cream is next. Oh yeah, this is gonna be delicious. Okay, the sour cream goes next. And again, we're gonna use the spatula to even it out, a nice even layer. Okay. We'll be right back as soon as I get this all spread out here nicely. We'll be right back. All right, I got that sour cream nice and smoothed out here. The next thing we're gonna do is we're going to layer on these green onions, and as many as you like. These chives are kind of a mild onion flavor, so I like them. I'm not gonna be shy with those. Okay. I've got my oven preheated to 375. This will probably take about ½ an hour in the oven. We're gonna just let the cheese melt, have all the flavors marry. The next thing I'm gonna put on here is the tomatoes. I'm gonna kind of sprinkle them across the top here. That was more like a dump. But that's okay. Oh man, that smells good. That's because these tomatoes are still from my garden. There's nothing like the fresh tomatoes from the garden. Doesn't it look nice, Ed?
It does.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be delicious. And then the last layer, we're just gonna load it up with cheddar cheese. Oh yeah. This is gonna be delicious. Yum, yum. You know what you eat with your eyes first, you guys? You gotta make it beautiful, right? Gotta make it beautiful. Hey, have you guys subscribed to my channel yet? If you haven't, what in the world are you waiting for? There's a little red button underneath my videos. Just click on subscribe. I post new videos every Thursday morning. You don't want to miss any of them. All right. I don't think there's any time that there's too much cheese. Do you?
I don't think so.
We're putting on a whole bag here. 2 cups of cheddar cheese here. And then we're going to get this in the oven. And I'll show you guys what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. And of course, we're coming up to our favorite part, Eddie. Taste testing time. You looking forward to that?
I certainly am.
All right, I'll be back. This looks fantastic, doesn't it?
It sure does.
So it took about 30 minutes in the oven. I let it sit here for just a few minutes so that it would be a little bit easier to slice, and it wasn't too bad to slice. So go ahead and try it and tell me what you think, hon.
Very different. I really like it.
I was wondering how those chips would taste with that hamburger mixture on top. It's a little chewy. It's kind of nice. The cheese is creamy. And the ground beef mixture with the beans is very savory. This is really delicious. You guys have got to try this one. You're going to love it. Make sure you click on subscribe. And remember, I post videos every Thursday morning. So make sure you visit us often. Thanks for being here today. Thanks for your help, hon.
Of course.
You're such a great cameraman.
Oh,
I really
thank you.
appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
See you guys next time. Bye-bye.